Right? Blessings and peace. Well, shit, I'm grown. And I don't wake up to no man. Nobody caring about Keith. I don't even like Keith because Keith is a womanizer too. Keith want to tell you how to dress and how not to dress. That ain't what we're doing. The two Keiths buy my clothes, then Keiths can tell me what to wear. Well, other than that, leave me alone. Because I thought I looked it. I'm not, let me show you my little outfit. I got some. I just came in. You know what I mean? I gotta wear these because my feet. I gotta be comfortable, right? I'm trying to let you see the little outfit because this is crazy. You can't insult me for a man. That's retarded. That never did nothing for you. It's cute. My outfit's cute. I'm 56 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wearing no Muslim, nothing. That's over with. And that's really my ass. They're saying, is that her ass? This is really all mine. You know what I mean? And my little jacket. Shit, I paid $8 for these pants, brand new. Here's the tag right here on the floor. No, this is the jacket. I paid $8.13 for the jacket, but these pants are $55. I only paid $6 for the motherfuckers. Now, what's wrong with this outfit? Nothing, right? I will never let a man tell me and insult somebody that I don't think need to be insulted. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with this outfit. This is a grown woman's outfit. I am grown. I am fucking 55 years old. I'm like, if I had on some Daisy Dukes, then you'll have something to say about that too. You know what I'm saying? It's a cute outfit. Now, the wig piece, I just got in because I only had my cap on, right? Because don't nobody even bust this in Rhode Island. I got a cap on. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody even wear this in Rhode Island. Why do I want to be like everybody? And I ain't cutting my hair. Right? Throw this on. I'm getting every color. This is like for the beach or whatever. You know what I mean? They're going to let my other wig go there too, the wine one. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody wear nothing like this in Rhode Island. Nobody dresses like me. I dress like myself. Well, I want to be like everybody else, right? So anyway, let me explain. You cannot insult me. Nobody can. Only a person can insult you if you allow them in your universe, right? But the lady turned around, I'm sitting there and she did a little bend over. Okay, no problem. I'm not gonna indulge you because their light don't shine unless I'm participating with them, right? And it wasn't even in my face because there's a bar right here that separates the seats on the bus. So I'm not gonna indulge with you. Okay, so it was my 6 months review. You know what I mean? Every time I go, I pick a different drug. But I'm telling the girl, because they're Brown University, and I'm telling them, I let her know I'm lying, right? Because I got to clear my conscience. So when she started asking questions about me, and now every question I answered about drugs was a lie. But somebody was, saying, oh, she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth, nigga. How do you know that I participate in drugs? Number one, I never did crystal meth in my life. Everybody know my drug of choice was rock cocaine. So how am I lying? Right? So when she started asking about NA, AA, and recovery, and I said, well, you know what? I do NA, I do AA. I've been through all the rehabs. They're going to hit, she's lying. I say, you see, that's a lie. because I'll take a urine. I don't do no. I'm lying about doing the drugs, but I'm not lying about being in NA recovery. You understand? They want them to think that I'm an addict, which I'm not. That's the lie. They want them to believe the lie and not the truth. Right? So before I left, they was like, oh, you're sure, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm saying. I said, God will provide. And when I went there, I made my $40. Now, apparently she knew I was lying, because when she asked about horse tranquilizer, but she said another word, a big old word. And I'm like, well, what's that? She was like, horse tranquilizer. I was like, oh, hell no. And then she said something about synthetic weed, but she used a different name. And I'm like, oh, hell no. That's like monkey weed. It makes you go crazy, because it was smoked around me. And the next day, I started shitting and pissing all over myself. I didn't smoke it. It was just smoke around me. And it fucked me up. And I was like, I couldn't sit still. And the cop was like, well, why you know, that's the whole nother story. Right? But the moral of the story is nobody popped off. Because everywhere I went, there was a family member. Boom, boom, boom. And it was all men. All men. Everywhere I went, there was a man related to me. Nobody popped off. Right? So as I'm riding down on the bus 54 to get to Providence, I see all the shit talking motherfuckers over there washing all the niggas' cars. You don't like the color of our skin, but you over there washing and drying their cars and vacuuming out for a couple of hours. That's what gets to me. Right? If you insult one of us, you insult all of us. If I'm a monkey in the mud, so ain't all the other black people. But their money's good enough for you to go over there and slave for them to dry and vacuum their car. Because that place do not have, you know, when you come around the loop across from the Marriott, they don't got attendants there to be washing you. You do your own shit. Unless shit changed and they're hiring people now. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. I'm like, they're following me around to see how I survive, because I don't gotta hustle. I'm not hustling. I'm not begging. I'm not washing nobody's car. I ain't sucking nobody's dick. Ain't nobody going in my crotch with their dick. We're not doing none of that. God will provide. God will prevail. And I only worked one day. So what? I'll still have $100 left over. I'm gonna go pay my phone. I don't know. I'm gonna try to get. There's another place to call. I need a phone. I can't get in that phone now. I gotta, buy another phone, get another contract with somebody else. Because this shit, I'm not. That's why I don't like Metro pieces. I don't like nothing. I really didn't want to go to Metro, but there's another place I'm gonna go, and I gotta get a whole new phone. Because I need to be able to get in the phone. And I know the pattern. It won't let me in. It did it to me before. Like, they can lock you out your phone. They can lock your phone. Right? So I'm going to say to all the people, to all the men that want to disrespect me while I'm alone, but don't want to disrespect me when I got soldiers that's going to help me. Stop. Because if you can't do it when I'm with men, don't do it that I'm by myself, because that let me know you a bitch. The only person you can beat is a woman, but you won't stand up to a man. And like I said, can't nobody disrespect me unless I let them. That wasn't my vibe today. I went to Catholic church. That lady, I want to punch her in the face. Oh, you can't get in the pew. I want to say, bitch, mind your business. But you know what I did? I said, you know what? I'm praying. I don't got to sit. I don't got to be on my knees to pray. Because why would you even interrupt somebody praying? I don't care if they're in the doorway. You don't interrupt somebody when they're praying. But it's okay though. Because I prayed and went on my merry way, got my wig hat. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, well, the coordinator, I was like, listen, let me tell you something. Before she even told me, I already ordered the wigs. They don't come together because they come from different stores. So now there's one more package, and after that, I don't know what Better Lives are for, but Better Lives is not for me. Right? Because now all of a sudden you can't get bitch. Now let me tell you what happened. The lady that is the coordinator now came from Crossroads. She quit her job, which she is white, because they moved a black person on top of her, and that black person was going to be her boss. She didn't get promoted. The black lady did. So she quit and went over there to Better Lives. But let me tell you something, boo-boo. After Better Lives, there's nowhere else for you to go at all. They go through them all. They be at the Amos house working. They never go to Crossroads. Macaulay House don't play that. And then they go to Better Lives. After Better Lives, there's no more other place for you to go at all. Now, let me talk about me. Right? I just don't know what to do about this LGBTQ thing. You understand me? It's like, it's just hard. Right? It's hard because they want, this is what I'm saying. I love the LGBTQ, but they don't want they don't want to accept you the way you are, but they want you to accept them the way they are. You get what I'm saying? Because me and T go way back. Me and T go back since the 95. That's how I met Snoop, through T. I knew T as a woman. Now all of a sudden T's a man. Listen, I'm like, look, I love you, but you know what I mean? Is this, you know what I'm saying? It's hard because I met her as a woman. Now she's a man, and now I keep calling her he or she, and I don't know. And she's like, yeah, you need to read this book, blah, 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 blah. But girl, I don't need no book. Right? Because her father still call her Tara. But I can understand that's her dad. But girl, the LGBTQ got to understand, right? You got to understand where a person like me is coming from. I see you. And I said, I understand you want me to accept you as I see you. And it's hard, right? Because you was raised to believe being gay was a sin. But then you find out when you get older, you start reading the Bible for yourself. Then you find out, well, there was gayness going on the whole time. Right? So now you got to rewire yourself to accept. I'm not saying I don't accept him. Right? But I'm saying I met him as a female. And it's hard for me to call him a male because, let me tell you something. Your mannerisms say you still a woman. Your body might say you're a man, but to me, your mannerisms telling me that you're still a woman, doing all this and all that. No, I'm still seeing you as a woman. Because you're not acting like a man. You're still acting like you got women tendencies. And I kept saying, girl, and I'm not being disrespectful, but you know what I'm saying? When I'm talking to a heterosexual man, I'm talking to a heterosexual man. I know that man was born a man. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just trying to explain who I am and how I'm feeling, right? But when I'm talking to a woman, right, that I know as a woman, I met her as a woman, I'm going to still call him a she. Because I'm sitting there I'm looking at the dude that was born a dude. He's doing man shit. Then I'm looking at her who was, transformed into a man, but she still got woman tendencies. Right? Okay, so a couple of gay dudes, and I call them men because they still got dinglings. They wear their shirt up. They're men. They're men. Right? So the female come in, right? I said, oh my, and she don't like me and I don't like her. She bitty bopping, yeah, you lost weight, okay, but you still got ass in the front and ass in the back. And this is me and a gay dude insulting her. I'm like, you know what? Won't you go over there with them tights on, which is a man, and stand by her and show her how you supposed to wear tights? Because everybody should not be putting on tights. That's because they go up and they fit. If they fit, fine. But if you're wearing your tights too small and everything's crunched up in the front, right? And making you like you got ass in the back, in the front, you don't need to wear them tights. And I don't know how you lost all that weight, but I'm like, God damn, everybody around this motherfucker's losing weight. So he went over there and stood by her. I said, yeah, yep, yeah, go over there and show her. You know what I mean? It's like, I just don't, that's why I don't even like being around him. Right? Because they want to rush you to accept them for who they are. But he was like, yeah, the book, explains that we, as I guess, transgenders, gotta accept you for who you are. I was already saying that. I mean, you had to read a book to tell you to accept me for who I am. You had to read a book. And for some reasons, I'm more easy with transgender men than, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. I can see a transgender man and call him a woman all day long. But when I see a transgender woman, I will call her a she. Because I don't know. I don't know. I was like, I'm not trying to insult you or die. I think it's because I met him as a woman, right? And that's what I see him as. That's it. I'm not going to condemn myself to hell, right? Because it is gay activity in the Bible. I said they said God don't make no mistake. Well, apparently, shit, you said that, God don't lie. God never made no mistake. God never made no mistakes. Why do you think homosexuals are a mistake? I never said that. This is what I said. And I ain't taking it back because it's my belief. If I take back my belief, then I'm not being true to me. I said, but I accept you all. I said, ain't nothing wrong with the same sex love, right? Because God created you for who you are, right? And if a man's in love with a man, how are you going to get a sex change to become a woman? That don't make you gay no more. Now you're a woman. Right? And when some men get operations, they want to be with heterosexual men. And this is all I'm saying. I'm like, well, if you letting a man, because it says you put nobody before me, I am your one and only God, true God. And no man or nobody else should become before me. But you let a doctor play God on your body. Now, I'm not the one that have to judge you. Jesus Christ and the Lord thy Savior does. But in my eyes, which I accept you know, that's why the LGBTQ community don't support me, and that's fine too, because I accept you not supporting me, because I'm not going to change my ways to make you feel happy. That's one thing about them. They want the whole world to rally around all their beliefs and what they believe in, and I'm not doing that. I said, without a shadow of a doubt, because you let another human play your God and change who God really created you to be. He wanted you to be a gay man, you should die as a gay man. He wanted you to be a gay woman, you should die as a gay woman, because that's what the Lord created you as. But you chose to let a human cut your dick off or add to a dick on, take your titties out or add titties in. That is playing God. So you chose a surgeon to be your God at the time you got your operation. So guess what? You sinned against God. Because there should be no other God before me, but you chose to have surgeons be your God. If God wanted you to be a woman, you would be a woman. Then you'll be a heterosexual. But God wanted you to be a gay man and a gay woman, and that's what you should live your life as. But you took it, they took it too far. And now they're trying to pass a bill where you can get Social Security for being a transgender. But how is that? Because it's mental illness. You understand me? They are saying, not me, I'm telling you what I read. They are saying because you cut off your dicks, close your pussies, took out your titties, add titties on, that you have mental fucking illness in real life. Now you're mentally ill. So now you're going to be able to go get a check. Hope it ain't with, I'm trying to, fight. Let's fight till I get 67 so I can collect my shit and do me, I'm still part-time. So, you know what I mean? And guess who it is? That's crazy. They put these people in you keep voting these people to take care of your community. And now they're saying you have mental illness and you can go get a check. Because you're sick in the head for letting a doctor cut you off and add stuff on. Now, I said to somebody, I said, well, did you get a pump or the rod? Because I did my research. I knew where they already went. And I was like, the rod, it always stays hard. You got to tie it to your leg. But the pump, you pump it up. And then you can let the air out when it's done. I don't know how, but I'm telling you what I know. That's how everyone don't got a pump. It don't. Because the rod keeps it hard. Now you got to learn to keep it where, you know what I'm saying? But the pump, it can go up and down whenever you want it to. So I go in the room and I say, well, how she know about the pump? Because I did my research. Because when I ask questions, I want to know if they know the right answer or the wrong answer. Just like people do me. The rod never goes down. Your dick's always hard as a transgender. But the pump, you pump it up. Because there's a little thing there, whatever you do. And then when you're done, you twirl it and all the air goes. Now you got a limp dick. Right? But I'm telling you, now you can get a check because society says, not me. I'm not saying you chose a human to be your God operating on you, transforming you to what the Lord made you. So, you sin. And, it is what it is and what's going to be. I say you're going to hell, but that's just what I say because he does say you don't put no other God before me. Understand what I'm saying? But I love you as you are. You know what I'm saying? Plain simple. You know what I mean? I really love the gays that never did nothing to themselves. Them are the ones I call women. And the people that I do love with on here, I call women. There are some fine transgender men, honey. I was just saying, I was like, Lord, if I didn't know that they was a woman and they came up to me, I will date them. Because they look better than the men They are taking care of their stuff. I said, God damn. Lord have mercy. Whew. But anywho, I'm getting off because I just got back in. You know what I'm saying? I want to eat. Yeah. I'm getting every color. This is beach shit. You know, you get in the water. I'm getting ready to do twist my hair back. Right? Yeah, so did my little outfit. I was like, oh my God. I thought my outfit looked cute. I don't wear jeans like that. Unless I can find me a good pair. I usually buy men's jeans because they go all the way, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you like this, honey. I have been around the world. You understand me? And 9 times out of 10, if there's a man trying to talk to you, you need to come talk to me so we can make it clear that you know that that man has not been involved with me or nobody else. Because it's a shame. Because men don't care. I'm letting you know, men do not care at all. And if you get beat up by a family member, they ain't going to care about that either. You got to be careful with who you're dealing with. And not only that, they done tricked with half of the hoes on Broad Street and Elmwood Avenue. And trust me, they ain't nothing to talk about. Be bringing home the mama. They're like strays. Nobody wants. But anyhow, yeah, so they're talking about, I know you, I told you prostitute, nigga, I ain't prostitute. I'm sitting here lying. And I'm like, I'm lying. They know I don't do drugs. You know why they don't know I do drugs? Because that's who my doctors are. They're from Brown University. So they know I don't do drugs. You know what I mean? And when they do another one, I'll be right there. But y'all have a peace and blessed day. Oh, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I'm big. I got big. God damn. You know, yeah, nobody wants to do nothing with none of the family members. Yeah, that's really mine. They're saying, yeah, that's mine. That's real. Yeah, that's all mine. I don't gotta stuff. This is how my body's shaped in real life. 54.